one, but I felt like I could have played better. So I want to start with those, and I want to look at places where I died, and see what I could have done differently or just could have been doing instead. So I might have to remember the state of each game. I'm playing with my friend who was the support Morgana, or in another game I think he might have played Lux. So right here, it looks like we have tier 1 turret. This is the only place where we have tier 1 turret. It's pretty early. This might be okay. So this game is different from most because their Yi didn't have smite, and so if I'm correct, then the Karthus was trolling for half the game, but because they managed to last more than half the game, he started to take it seriously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the Yasuo got really fed from, I think, what's about to happen. Okay, here it is. So Yasuo is teleporting in right here,
Hmm.
and he jumps all over us. So he misses his binding. Yasuo gets a kill on him. So we turn around, and then Yasuo just cleans us up. And he gets 3 kills. And unfortunately, Yasuo gets so fed that he's able to keep his entire team in the game for like 30 minutes because he's all over the map later on.
Right.
So I just figure, what should I have been doing instead? Like immediately before this, I was up here. I got Scuttle Crab, and I run down here to help them because I see that they're pushing the tower. What could I have been doing instead of that? Like, is that the right move?
So there's a couple things here. On the first thing is it's like where's their mid laner and where's their like you need like it's hard to tell from all this like where everyone is. So it's like
Yeah, so Karthus is in mid lane. Yasuo is in top lane. Yasuo has teleport. Their Yi has not shown on the map yet. Their Yi was pretty much AFK until like a few, 5, 6 minutes in or something.
okay. So there's a couple factors, right? Like the first one is it was actually a really good teleport from the Yasuo because he looks like he's about to be shut the turret, so he had to give up some CS to do this. Generally speaking, though, you want to rotate after you get the first tier turret. Like, like you guys got the bottom turret, so you could have like maybe just gone for dragon instead, or you should have just backed and
Hmm.
reset, and then you want to play like you can have your bot go to the top lane, or even if your lanes don't swap, and again like what's the score? Is it like 1-3? Like who has all the
Yeah.
kills? Does your bot lane have the kills?
My, I don't remember. I have to look into where I can see the scoreboard. So
All
they
right,
were,
I'll just say like I would assume seeing we don't have to. I mean, you can find it if you want. But I would assume.
well, if you look at all chat, you can see that there was a lot of trolling going on at the beginning of the game. So we were playing extra aggressive because they were arguing because of the Yi smite thing.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
let
and
me just say
so
that
like,
the short answer to your question though is like after you got that turret, you should have rotated to somewhere else, and like usually that's like another tier one turret. In this case,
mhm,
in this case, I for sure would have just gone for the mountain dragon. Mountain dragon's amazing.
okay. Then the next thing I do is immediately after that I do red. No, I do Krugs, then I do red, and I go to gank the Yasuo. Okay. This is kind of embarrassing because he was super low, and the wind wall completely intimidated me from autoing him, and that's how I ended up dying. So I've already queued. No, I haven't even queued him yet, but I just couldn't auto him with all the minions on the wind wall there. And I don't know what I should have done differently there. I feel like if I
Yeah,
could play it again, I may not have died.
yeah, you have a lot of options here, right? So okay, at this point, you know he has the tornado, right? Like it's
Yeah,
hard to tell
yeah,
him
there it
because
is, right there.
right. So well, you still had your E, so you could have just dashed. You could have just dashed to the left to avoid it, and then just fired the Q where you were coming from, and he would just get hit by the Q.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
okay. Yeah, so I went too hard by moving in around this corner, and I should have just brought the fight more like out here.
Yeah, or you could have
Because I kind of pinned myself.
yeah. And the thing is, see, in this situation, so it's two things, right? So if you wanted to like do a clean outplay, you would have just done the E to the left and fired the Q to the right. Pretty like you wanted to do that pretty like in prediction, or
Okay.
or you could have flashed the tornado. Do
Oh,
you want to play it again? I want to see if he used it.
yeah.
I want to see if he used the dash in the knockup or if he used actually fired the tornado.
Yeah, let me get it going at regular speed until he comes, and then
Yeah, he fired it. Yeah.
yeah, he immediately tornadoes and ults me,
That was actually
and
really
then
really tricky. This guy had some pretty good mechanics there because he hid the tornado with his dash, so it's hard to tell.
he carried his entire team like to 35 minutes. So he was pretty good. So then I think
Well, hold on. I just want to say on in the last thing, a
yeah.
mistake that a lot of people make, and this usually comes from the side of the laners, but this could apply to you as well. Is like whenever you go for a gank, right, and like your laner, he baits out the fight, things are going well because the other guy uses all his cooldowns, and then you go in for the gank, right, and you like your laner's low health and the enemy's low health, and you'll start to like the enemy laner will start running away, and then you'll notice like your laner is still like trying to like he's trying to still get the kill, right, and then he gets like flashed
Mhm.
on and dies right before you kill the other guy, or like you get what I'm saying is like people like greed sometimes for kills because they just they're just trying to greed to be the kill. Like, even though you're the jungler full health, going in on a guy who has no cooldowns and low health, your laner will still try to greed to get the kill. The only point I'm trying to get at here, and again, so just abbreviate, is like in this situation, you could tell that like your Lissandra was at zero risk of dying here, right?
Right.
So like you were saying, like if you just played this further down the lane, like if you just walked in, played it further down the lane, no one would have died.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta get used to that because I was just trying to get on there. I mean, I even opened up with my W, which I could have held on to.
Yeah.
So then here we picked up the Herald, we took down their tier two turret, we took down the inhib, and they're about to all spawn. Yasuo's about to spawn, right? He's the scary one on their team. Yi dies. He had no pressure all game, and this is where I get caught. Lissandra gets caught. So this is it. Was that my mistake? Should I not have stopped there? Should I have just kept going?
No, your mistake was not pinging your team back when you realized that they're about to spawn. Like
Okay.
you guys are just greeting for that.
All right. That was too much then. Even to get that turret, that was too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should have just, what, reset?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Especially because you know Yasuo's really fed, right? And again,
Yeah.
like I don't know what all the cooldown situations were, but usually after a fight like this, if you just push down mid, I'm sure some people are missing cooldowns and like they're coming up with full health and had just bought items. Like yeah, you just GTFO and reset. And, like, you have mid
Yeah.
inhibitor down, that's huge. So you just push another lane.
Here's an idea of the scoreboard for you so that you can see where Yasuo is, because he really was like him and Karthus were the all the pressure, and the rest of, I mean, Blitz was getting pulls and that was getting people killed, but the Van wasn't doing
That's
anything.
actually insane. Nice.
Um, so okay, I come back after that. We push this, and I decide to go Krugs, red. No, where do I do? I do. Hold on, this is confusing. All right, I go Krugs. And then I decided not to finish the Krugs and get my red instead. I decided that I was taking too much time on the Krugs, maybe.
Yeah.
I just thought, I feel like I spend too much time farming. Oh, I go back to doing the Krugs. I don't know what this choice was. So what should I have been doing here after coming back from that, from getting killed there? Like we didn't see anyone on the map on their team pretty much the entire time. So I come back and this is what we've got.
Okay, so
They're all here.
judging from the mini map, it looks like Dragon's going to be up soon, right? So
Yeah,
you'd have to look at the timer for when Dragon's going to be up. So obviously with the timer on with seeing it being gray, obviously it's like 1 minute. So probably you want to skip the Krugs. So what you would like getting your red buff was fine because you still had like more than you still had a lot of time. But I probably would have just done red, and then I would have gone over to the dragon and started controlling vision. Right, like drop your pan, kill that, drop your trinket in like one of the bushes in their jungle. Like and since they backed there, you knew that there was not really a risk to doing that. You know what I mean? Like you just saw them back, so you
yeah.
could probably get some deep wards in their jungle. So I would have just set up for dragon and then done that.
Okay. And I think that that may have been why I decided to farm the jungle instead of going down there, is because I saw them backing and I thought there was no risk of them doing the dragon.
Yeah,
So now my
but
team is doing it,
is
and
someone
I just
pushing top?
figure, yeah, Karthus is.
Yeah. So so you also could have gone to answer Karthus.
Okay. All right. That's what I should. Let's see how early I saw him pushing top.
I
So
mean,
I see him.
I still think option A is like you should have just gone to the dragon. Option B though, I mean, think about it, right? He's pushing the lane, so he's creating pressure while you're farming the enemy jungle. Um,
Okay. So what he's doing is more valuable than farming the enemy jungle. I figured I was just like putting. I don't know. I guess maybe I was autopiloting.
yeah, I think you're just not doing anything right now because like now there's a so like Karthus is pushing top lane, so someone's gonna have to go there eventually to push it back, and depending on how long he stays and all this kind of stuff, right? And obviously he can contribute in the form of pressing R. And a team fight's about to break out on Dragon, so you're not creating pressure on the map, and you're not helping your team get the objective.
Okay. So I should have been with them. And I at some point when they started to talk about doing dragon right around here, I just figured I was too far and then I would commit to what I was doing because they had it.
No, that wasn't too late. You still could have gone.
So then I went down here. I pushed mid into the tower, and I bounced. Um, Here it is. I get caught by blitz. I escape.
Okay, I probably
Then
didn't need
we
it.
hang out. Is this a mistake? Like I guess we're going and pushing bot. This is fine.
Yeah, that's
This
good.
feels right. And now from here, should we go top? So Yas is coming on us. He's getting aggressive. Who knows how this is gonna end?
Well, they have someone in their base, so you guys have the numbers advantage. You could have killed him if you fired a Q at him earlier. I think you just got scared. He's dead anyway, though.
Let me see where.
Right here.
Oh,
Right here.
right here.
Yeah,
You're
right here.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that.
Didn't really, you know, and end up being too bad of a. But
Okay, so this isn't too bad. They overchased.
mm-hmm. Someone's in
They
their base. It looks like
overchased.
their Vayne. Is that a Vayne? It looks like Vayne's in their base
Yeah.
cleaning. So you guys won that fight because you guys had numbers advantage. So. But
Okay. And then up here, look at this. Right up here, coming up, I die. So I'm hanging out bot lane still.
you're
This must
probably
be
you're sitting
greedy.
on you're
This is
sitting on like
starting
a
to look greedy.
yeah you're sitting on a black cleaver right now.
And then who comes and kills me? I don't even remember. Oh my gosh. So Yasuo comes and kills me.
Yeah,
All right,
you
no
overstayed
surprise
incredibly hard.
there. Okay, I recognize that. I just need to recognize it when I'm in the game. All right, so I get my black cleaver. The first thing I do is Krugs. Is this what
You
I
could have
should
picked up
be
a
doing?
dagger too.
Yeah, you're right. Why didn't I? Cause I don't know. Could I?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you're right. I could have. I didn't. I should have. I could have picked up a control ward too. I don't think I was taking this game as seriously as I should have because of the way it started, which was my mistake. This is why it was 35 minutes long.
Yeah.
So Baron's coming up. Baron's up. So I'm clearing my top jungle. Vayne's pushing top. Everyone, Yasuo's mid. Is this what else could I be doing? Is this what I should be spending my time on right now?
Yeah, that's fine. Like so, if you look at the map state, right, Vayne's gonna push top up to a certain point. You guys don't really have any vision, so you could just wait.
Lissandra's
Looks like
trying to catch her.
yeah, yeah. Basically, there's no objective right now. Some of your teammates back to go by, and like, so it's not like you could. Then so yeah, it's fine. Like farming where you were doing, because like your teammates are backing, and your teammates are holding lane, so you're just waiting, so you guys can just do the next thing. Oh,
All right, so
farming was fun.
here we're pushing the mid inhib again because it's back. I know I just saw Karthus and Blitz come
Well,
in from
you
here.
guys have two top right now
Yeah,
versus their four. So you guys try to do 3v4 against the Fed Yasuo.
yep. So that's what we did wrong there.
Yeah.
I need to, okay.
That
I
you guys
really
are lucky.
don't
That
see
could have worked.
this.
This could have been a lot worse. That could have killed you.
I really don't see this when we're standing there because it feels like you're there against just Yasuo by himself. And then all of a sudden Karthus and Blitz show up and you just don't realize how dangerous that is.
You guys, yeah, and you guys still have two top, and
So I'm about to
they haven't
die.
even sent anyone to answer yet.
Okay, so all right. So the top is pushing in. We're putting in pressure mid. I guess this is fine-ish because now they're all the way up here. And now I die to Karthus and Vayne, maybe? I don't know. I feel like I'm about to die.
Um,
Oh, I died a Yasuo.
oh wow,
Okay,
I can't believe that bind didn't connect.
so I shouldn't have turned around there. I was too low.
Uh,
Morg was my buddy, so I wanted to help. But I
yeah,
think that was a mistake.
there's a lot of misplaying going on. So first of all, Morgana missed the bind. That was kind of shitty. So here's what I'd say in that situation, right? Against Yasuo, you always have to be mindful of when a minion wave is coming, because he'll dash do that to catch up to you. So I play it back and pause it, so I'll just show you.
Yeah.
I go back again. Go back some more. Okay, like here. All right, this is fine. We'll start from here. I'll tell you when to pause. All right, so pause here. Pause here. Okay, so you see that your Morgana is coming from the left, and you see that on the mini map that your Lissandra is also coming from the left.
Yeah.
I would have just ran up that way
Okay.
because
So
see,
just
and
cut
then
left here and not straight, and just like cut right here.
yeah, and maybe even start running left even earlier than when I told you to pause the game. But because the thing
Okay.
is,
So just
here's
yeah,
the
I
first
see
thing.
them
So
there.
imagine if you already been walking up left towards the Morgana, that bind wouldn't have missed. But
Okay.
another problem is she also misplayed it by going in for like a flash bind just to kill the Blitzcrank. So she just pretty much let you die. Like what she did was not worth. What she did is she burned her flash just to kill a support. And it's like there, that would be fine normally, except there is no objective that you get from killing Blitzcrank in that situation, right? And then that Yasuo just got a double kill because she decided that she would flash. Right? Did she kill it? Yeah, and he killed Morg. So Yasuo got a triple kill because Morg decided to flash ult instead of just ult the Yasuo. You see that? No,
Hold on, I have to look back. Someone is just messaging me.
that's fine. You want to go back some more? Like, okay. So we can watch this one more time and go through it all.
So here, I feel like I have the vein. She's just low enough that I
Right. So now
feel
imagine
like
here you
she's
start
gonna
walking
die.
left. It's like, you know what I mean?
Okay, right here. Okay, so right around here is when I should start walking
Yeah,
left.
like
And
that. Yeah,
the
exactly.
reason I don't is it feels like it just doesn't feel like it's shorter than walking forward. It feels like it's gonna cut me right to them. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't.
but see, you see where your two teammates are. They're both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. I have to look for that, and that's what I don't look for when I'm running. I just run towards my nexus. All right, let's see what's going on here. Here we get an inhibitor we push. Then I go, okay, so we just got an inhibitor again. And then I go and I do their Krugs while Aurelian gets bot lane. Then I go and get my jungle and then go and defend mid. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just clear up, clear back.
Yeah, I would say that's fine. I mean, you guys like. I feel like in theory you guys win the team fight. So reset's fine. You guys have the mid inhibitor down, so and then you just kill Yasuo. So like right now this is Baron right now. Bane's bot lane. This should be a Baron. You guys should have Baroned.
Okay.
Because you killed their most fed member and Bane was bot, so and it would have been a 5v3 at Baron, and yeah.
So instead we do this. We chase Vayne all the way down here. So it's Vayne, Karthus, Yi. We're chasing him down. Vayne's dead. Blitz is dead. And so we've decided to go for bot turret at this point. That that seems like the right thing to do. It's all of us and just Yasuo.
Yeah, Lissandra's really low though.
I don't think anything happens here.
Yeah, I see. Just judging by the situation, I'd say it doesn't look like you guys can really get anything.
No, it doesn't end up in anything, and it feels like an enormous amount of time wasted.
That's because it is an enormous amount of time wasted.
Okay, okay, good to know. I'm trying to like learn to recognize this. All right, so we continue to hang out down here until all of them are up, and then we die. It's pretty much the same thing that happened back at level 5.
Wow, they Shrek you guys.
Yeah. But our minions are doing the work for us. Didn't quite get it. So On we go. We all spawn. I'm not building any armor. I figure the Black Cleaver and the Phantom Dancer are enough for Yasuo. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this build's fine.
Setting up for Baron. Get some wards down. Doing Baron. Here comes the crew. We get it. We killed
Oh
them.
my god.
And we're gonna push mid. And I think no, we don't end the game here. We still get another 5 minutes of gameplay. So we push mid.
One comment about your build, by the way.
Yeah.
It's fine, but you should have made ninja tabbies instead of mercs
Yeah, I think so.
for sure. That have Vayne, Yasuo, and Mastery.
Um
That just screams tabbies.
the reason why did I get Mercs? Karthus. I think I got Mercs because of Karthus, and I just figured that's gonna be my magic resist. Maybe I should have gotten something else for that.
Yeah.
All right, so I didn't keep pushing there because we got the turret, and I didn't want to die again. Running back for some reason. I'm running back to catch the wave, which I never really end up catching. I just run the entire way back. So I should have just what? I should have just recalled right here.
Yeah.
I got it. No, I didn't get anything.
That's
Yeah, I should have
it's
just
not it's
recalled.
not. You probably should have just recalled, but it's not a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah. I think.
you missed some of the farm, but you at least you were
Yeah.
safe and not like your team was pushing much.
I think the game is over at this point. We Let's see. Okay. Actually, you can help me here. So here it is. Look at the state of the game. 31 minutes in. Look at how far in we are. This is our team coming out of the Nexus all together, and then everyone just kind of spreads out. So we should just do what here? I mean, what should we have done?
Group in most likely bot lane.
That seems like okay, group in bot lane.
Yeah, because Yasuo just pushed it up, so
Okay.
you guys need to push it back. There's no point. You don't like if you since there's no objective on the top side of the map, aka since Baron's not up, right? This is a
Yep.
good opportunity to get the bottom inhibitor. If you destroy the bottom inhibitor, then that's gonna be down until well after Baron spawn. So you'll have a lot of pressure on the map because someone's gonna go bot lane answer. So you could just do the Baron while they're bot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Okay. So instead of doing that, this is what we do.
Yeah, because pushing top would be okay in the situation. I mean, it's better than pushing mid. But the thing is, like, if Baron was up right now, you would just push top and all the way to inhibitor, and then you could just go and do Baron, right? Because you have the mid
We
inhib down. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
we have Baron buff. We just don't have
yeah. This is fine though. This
minions.
it's. I mean, I prefer bot lane, but this is fine. She gets pulled, so that's. I mean,
There we go. Pretty straightforward fight. They
yeah.
lose. We get the turret. We push and we win. That's the end of that game. That game was very lucky that that the Karthus just like tilted within 1 minute of the game starting. Yi not having smite was too much for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean it is a big deal, but if they had played it smarter, that may not have been the end of the game.
Yeah, no, that was definitely very winnable for them. You guys made a lot of mistakes.
Here's one that I made a lot of mistakes in, and I think that I started to make more mistakes the worse the game got because I was just
Tilting.
tilting.
Yeah, that happens.
So let's turn on deaths. All right, here's the start. First and foremost, we're invade. Okay, this Caitlyn. Caitlyn mid. We're invading. Not the worst thing in the world. We get her flash.
Yeah.
Right? Don't overchase. Not too bad. So I start red. No leash. No problem.
The beauty of Graves.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's real nice. Clearing is like no damage. Even, look at this, level 2 raptors, and that's no problem. Don't have to smite. So here we go. I decide to do raptors. It's 2 minutes, so the scuttle's up. Actually, hold on one second. I want to go back. I didn't see if they leashed. I believe that they did leash. Yeah, they did leash because we got a kill off of this early on. You see right down here. No, they got a kill off of this early on. Oh gosh. So Vi showed up level 2 cheese and got a kill.
Yeah,
Vi was
it's
very
that's
present on this.
it's actually pretty common to see that, to be honest.
Vi was bot lane the entire game and was causing a huge problem. So then we go Scuttle. I see Vi bot lane, so I feel safe doing this.
I would do this probably either way.
And then I take her blue
See,
and I
just
throw a
something
word
just
over
something
the
to consider
side.
though, right? Like you say you see Vi bot, but like even if Vi wasn't bot lane, it's like you can't really contest river stuff bot lane if your bot lane dies, you know.
Yeah.
So uh,
That's why sometimes I go for the top one because I know it'll be the safer one.
yeah, this was good though.
All
Like
right, so that
taking a
I got
blue.
my W, and I figure I'm gonna go top lane.
Yep, this looks like a good move.
So I just start shooting him. He has bone plating, so the first 3 shots do nothing to him, and now he just walks away from
All right,
us.
so here's what I think about this. Two things. One
Yep.
is I would have like since he didn't know you were coming, I would have waited for the wave to move up a little bit, right? Because
Okay.
see like you're just gonna
Y-
get cock blocked by this wave. Some of your shots get blocked by these minions right here.
Okay. So waited like 2 or 3 seconds before going in. The
Right.
reason I didn't is because exactly what happened is I didn't want to be in a giant wave of minions trying to gank.
Right, but so this is what I think you should have done. I think you should have spam pinged your guy that you're ganking, right? Like 3 4
Yep.
times, just put like Graves on the way, and then this guy has he doesn't know you're there, and he has a minion wave. So usually what he's gonna do is like when Mundo goes up to a farm, like Malphite might try to hit Mundo, and if not, Mundo can just get on top of Malphite like right away, you know.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and then so because that's the thing, right? If let's say these minions like collapsed and they start attacking these minion lines, and then Mundo went up to the minion and like Malphite just thought it was whatever. Then because the thing is like Mundo didn't help you at all here. Like yeah, he got one auto off in a cleaver, but if he started the cleaver right back here where all the minions were, I mean there's no way this dude was
Yeah.
gonna live. The other thing
I
is
mean, it was looking back on it. It's a some the like even if he just popped his bone plating before I showed up for the gank, it would have helped immensely.
yeah that too. But yeah, you see how okay Mundo hasn't done anything yet. This guy's already more than halfway back towards the turret. Mundo still hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, I mean yeah. So you just need to spam ping and wait a little bit longer. Like let the Mundo engage, and then that's the thing too, right? If Mundo engages, he's gonna start taking the aggro from the minions. There's a lot involved here. So if Mundo started attacking, he would start tanking the minion aggro, which is fine because Malphite has no mana anyway. So as soon as like Mundo's uncomfortable with the amount of damage that he took, he would just back off and like what's Malphite gonna do? Like flash auto or
Right.
something? Like no, like, that wouldn't make any sense. So and
Okay.
the other thing I was gonna say is you should have used your smoke screen a little bit earlier in that engage as well. Um, so go back.
Let me see where I used it. Okay.
Like I think you should have used it earlier than this, because
Okay.
like if you had
So
used it, if you had
whereabouts?
so like like here you hit him with this auto, I would have done it like right here.
Right here ish.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I would have
All
done it
right.
right. I'll tell you why I think you should have done it right there. The reason why I think you should have done it right there is because if you had done it right there, I think there's a high probability that Malphite would have freaked out because he like wouldn't know where Mundo is, so he's not sure if Mundo's gonna get in range for a cleaver or something like that. You know what I mean? And the fact that
Mhm.
you applied the red buff slow to him, like he wasn't getting out of your range without flashing anyway. So it's not like you needed that extra slow to like keep him in your range. Because if you were just attack moving, like you're gonna hit him all the way back to the turret anyway. So, and
Or
that's the other thing is I think maybe hitting him with the slow early on might have given Mundo a little more extra time to throw a good cleaver. But I'm pretty sure Mundo did throw any cleaver, like, but his first cleaver, I think he's pretty sure he hit a minion. So
all right. So here's where we're at. My gank top didn't really get much. They got a kill bottom from their gank. Via's just showed up on her blue side jungle, and I'm doing Krugs. Is that the right choice?
yeah, does Vi have your blue buff? Did you check to see
No.
that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't check.
You should have done
I
that.
didn't check. Let's see. Yeah, she showed up briefly and I didn't look at her. I just saw and that's something I don't do is when I see people on the map, I don't always look at them. And I'm trying to get better about that.
Yeah, it's important because I'm assuming you're gonna back after this, or yeah, I don't know if there's a gank. So then you need to know like how you're gonna pass.
So I'm running across. I'm not backing because I don't really feel like I have enough gold to get anything substantial. I mean, I could get the upgraded jungle item, but I felt like running across would have been faster.
This is fine.
It, that's fine.
You,
Okay.
you, you just you just
So
need you just need a game plan. Cause okay, so it's like sometimes right, like you could like I'll tell you why I think running across here was fine. Your bot lane was like super pushed up, so you probably weren't gonna get a good gank in, right? But
yeah.
sometimes backing and picking up the jungle item, even when you can't get boots, is the move. If you know like let's say like this isn't not in this particular instance, but sometimes right like you'll see like the bottom scuttle is gonna spawn in like a minute, so if you did like if you ran across and did these wolves and did your gromp or whatever's left, and then you backed and you went, like you're effectively like going out of your way if you want to go get the scuttle, right? So like you could just back on the 650, get your jungle item, and then do the wolves, and then you'll be there for the scuttle on spawn instead, you know, and
Okay.
you'll have that extra
Yeah.
red smite in case you need to fight. But like in this
So,
instance, right? Like there's no like you see your mids pushed up, your bots pushed up, and top just back. So it's like getting that extra 650, getting the jungle item like I mean, you don't really have a good path after that, so it's fine.
so I'm doing wolves, and Vi shows up mid for a gank. So she hops on Ari. I look at it real quick, and I decide I start heading over there, and I see Ari got away. So I don't. But at this point, I've leashed. The wolf was at maximum extension. Turn around, ran away. Should I have just gone back to doing wolves?
Uh, you, I, it just looks like you had a
So I
bad. It seems like you had a bad judgment call on whether or not you're going to need to help the Ari.
Okay, I felt like Vi was going to come straight down after that because I saw Vi go that way right there, and my buddy down here has been complaining that Vi has been constantly harassing them. So I come down here to ward for them. That is why once I
Okay,
had
so here's what I think,
lost
right?
the wolf.
So I think you made like a mistake, right? Stop like by letting the wolf reset. That kind of sucked. But then you have to. So then like if your question is like, should I kill this or should I not? So yeah, it's probably likely that Vi's gonna go bot, right? Here's jungle tracking thing, right? Here, pause it real quick. Just like a jungle tracking thing, right? It's like you knew that Vi's top side jungle was gone, right? Because you said like, oh, I see her top side, blah blah. You know what I mean? So
Yep,
so you knew that like after that gank mid, like there was absolutely zero reason for her to go top. So unless she was gonna try to gank top, which Malphite's pushed up, even then it wouldn't make sense for her to and it wouldn't make sense for her to pass top no matter what. Even if Mundo was gankable, it's like she's going top and her bottom camps are up, and yeah. So
yeah. Well, she could have backed.
yeah, she could have backed, but so what I'm saying is, first of all, you like obviously made the mistake of like not continuing to do the wolves because like you just misjudged Ari. It was good that you like wanted to help her for sure, but I'm just saying like it was unfortunate. Then yeah, so your instincts were right that like Vi was gonna go bot lane, so that was good. So you should have like communicated to your team that that was gonna happen. Like you should have pinged or just typed in a lot. A lot of times I just type in Vi bot side or stuff like that, or I'll like spam ping my bot lane and then like ping somewhere in the jungle where I think she is. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely in this situation, going back to like not going back to the wolves is probably the right call. But like if you had communicated to your bot lane and you were fairly certain that they were gonna listen to you like pinging out Vi, then you could have just gone back to do the wolf, and then your back lane and then your bot lane just backs up, and then like she kind of just wastes time. But and then so the last thing I want to say though is it's important to look at the wave, right? Like right after that gank mid, and you're like, oh, should I do the wolves? Should I not? Like you have to look at the bottom lane. It's like, is your bot lane pushing up pretty hard? Then there's a good chance they're gonna get ganked, right? But if they're
Yep.
being pushed themselves and they're not low health, then there's not a good chance that they're gonna get ganked. So in that case, you could have just taken your
Yeah.
wolf.
So this is where bot lane was, and that's why I must have made that
Yeah,
choice.
this is a good choice. There's a very yeah, exactly, because you can see that she's walking down. So yeah, you know for sure that she's going to be going for this, and that was a good ward.
So then I head up here to farm. I see Vi show up, and I figured if it looked like a good position for us to pinch her, but instead nobody pinged. I didn't ping. I was talking to the support, the Lux, in chat, in comms, but that didn't get us anywhere. Ignore that cue. That was
That's
like
fine.
throwing a tantrum about not getting anything.
Honestly, it's not a big deal. The fact that didn't go to fruition is fine.
I didn't die, so it's not a problem. I go back to farming.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get my blue here. I don't get my blue because I want the scuttle. Is that a good choice?
Yes. I mean,
'Cause I
like
feel like the
where
scuttle.
so this thing is like where do you think Bai is? You know, like the only
I
problem is
she backed. Here she is backing.
yeah. Okay, there, yeah. So yeah, why
So
not?
I don't get my blue because I want the scuttle.
Yeah,
I
why?
hit
Yeah,
back.
that's what I would have done. Because why would
Mike's
don't
back.
you don't want to waste blue buff timer.
Well, I think I'm gonna come up here and grab it right now.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying is like you could have done blue and then you could have gone to the Krug, right? But like that's or the scuttle crab, but that's not really necessary. I'm just saying like you saved yourself a little extra time of having blue buff by doing the crab first. That's all. It's like a slightly more efficient.
I get killed here by the Caitlyn, I think. No, I don't. Caitlyn runs away. Okay, Caitlyn runs away.
Yeah.
I think Caitlyn just killed Ari, and Ari started to
You
ping
should
her,
have
which is
backed
why I
after
came
your
that
blue
way.
buff.
I should have backed after blue. Okay,
Yeah,
so now I'm
because
doing
you're
this.
sitting on a lot of gold right now. So like
Yeah.
here's the problem, right? Because you're sitting on a lot of gold. Obviously, you're taking like more damage against these because these are level two wolves or chickens. Um, so you're taking a lot of damage. And you're sitting on a lot of gold. Like let's just say like Vi went back right, and she picked up like red smite and like whatever else, and then she decides because she's like top lane right now. I guess she tried to gank unsuccessfully or something like that. Basically, all I'm
Hmm.
saying is like should a 2v2 break out or a 1v1 with you and Vi, like there's a high probability that you would just lose to her 1v1 or 2v2. So like you're just sitting on so much gold right now.
And that's where I am. I was farming until 6, and I was gonna back to buy, but I see Mouth pushing up, not full health. I have my ult, but we get nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have tried to gank that. I mean, like if you were gonna gank that, you'd have to go around through the river, which is probably ordered at this point. So yeah, like your pathing was not good. You should at least gone around like through the river and try to get it that way. But
I think Kate gets me here.
yeah, that
So
wasn't.
there we go.
You're a brave
She
man.
got Mundo. Yeah.
So the problem is, here's the problem with that. If you want to play it back, one I think you could have done better. Um, well, this like I said, you should have gone through the river for this gank. Um, it was likely warded though, and you're still sitting on so much gold, and there's like a fat minion wave at Mundo's turret. So in my mind, like I would have just probably backed because I don't want him to miss all that creeps, you know. Like, but
Okay. And I felt like seeing the Malphite pushed up at half health was missing an opportunity. That's why I
okay,
did it. I
okay.
felt
So
pressured to do it because
go
I
back
don't
here. Go back
like
like 10 seconds, whatever. So here's what I would. Okay, right here. Okay, right when you see her, right when you see her, the Caitlyn, you look
it. Yeah.
what I would have done is I would have engaged with the Caitlyn and but not hard commit, right? I wouldn't have dashed towards her. I would have walked right here. What I would have done is I would have walked up, like I would have like stood around this corner, wait for her to walk upward to like engage the Mundo. See, because you're backing up here. Here's the problem, right? Like you know that Mundo's like what he's like one auto attack and a Caitlyn ult from being dead here, right? So
Yeah.
if you had started engaging her from here, not hard committing, so saving your E, obviously you have your ultimate and your smoke screen's gonna be back up in 5 seconds. So like you could have safely engaged her without dying. You obviously would not have killed her, but she would not have killed you. And then and doing that, like this Mundo wouldn't have died.
Okay. And as soon as I saw her start to ult, I realized we were in trouble, which is why I fully committed.
Yeah. But again, like, see, that's the thing is like you were standing on so much gold. Like that would have been a way different fight if you had gone back and bought your like look at that. You just
Yeah.
bought red smite boots, and you could potentially buy two long swords and a dagger right now. Like that's how much gold you're sitting on. But like obviously if you'd backed after blue, you would have been on that gold. But like if you had backed out after that blue, you would have been on red smite boots and a long sword. That fight could have gone way different for you.
So I picked up tabbies. Because they have like, 4 AD and a Malphite.
I wouldn't have done that, and here's why.
You would have Would you have gotten Caulfields instead?
Yeah, no, I would have gone two longsword and a dagger.
Two long swords and a dagger here.
That's what I would.
Okay,
That's what I.
why?
Oh, because so I don't think like I personally don't think the 10% extra cooldown is gonna be better for us at this point. than getting the extra dagger. Like I like what I'm saying is I would rather have the extra attack speed than the 10% cooldown reduction because that extra
Okay.
attack speed is going to allow us to clear faster.
Okay. That's good to keep in mind. So here's Caitlyn. I go in for a successful gank, and she's dead. I knew Ari had her, charm, so there was no risk here.
Yeah. And again, I just want to point out though about the tab you buy is like it does make you tankier, but it's like you don't need the extra defense or anything in the game. Like you know what I mean? Like by you like extra movement speed it does help a little bit for the ganks, but you would have a much faster clear by having more damage and or attack speed. And your ganks would also be stronger, most likely by having more damage as opposed to having that little extra movement speed. The armor and
I'll
the
gi-
is like yeah.
yeah, I have to keep that in mind. The reason I started to build tanky is the game was 11-3 at that point. I mean, we were losing hard.
Yeah, but you're not gonna bring the game back by trust me. You're not gonna.
Okay, by out tanking them.
Yeah, the faster clear speed would be way better. Like I can't stress that enough. Like the clear speed is just so important. It's so
Would you
important.
say Zerkers over Tabbies or Mercs is a decent choice some games? I almost never buy like Zerker
I'm
Greaves.
like mixed about it. It also depends on what I'm building. So like so usually like when I'm ahead, what I was doing was I was just going for Zerks and then getting like a Storm Razor, right? And like
Hmm.
before Pete. So I do two builds, right? I still do the Storm Razor build, but I've changed it up a bit. So now I'm pretty much going Warrior Black Cleaver. If I am going to get a Storm Razor, I'm usually still getting a Black Cleaver as my second item, unless I'm like really ahead. In which case,
Okay.
and here's some knowledge for you. Because of the changes to Storm Razor, right? Like they gave Storm Razor 10% more attack speed, and they dropped the AD by 5 in the crit damage, right? So so like when you get a Storm Razor, you want to get a Zeal item so you can get the 100% crit, right? The
Yep.
scaling and all that. So getting a Zeal item and getting a Storm Razor with Greaves is just not worth it. That's overkill. That's too much attack speed because with just the Zeal item and with the Storm Razor, you're already going to reach near the cap, like Greaves attack speed cap. So getting Greaves is not worth it. So
Got it.
I'll never get Greaves if I plan on getting Storm Razor. And then
That's
hmm?
that's good to know.
Yeah,
That's a good way of looking at it.
and then when it comes to going for the classic Warrior PD and Black Cleaver, like I will get Greaves. So it's like basically it's like you have to ask yourself like how much frontline are you going to be doing? Like I play Graves like really aggressively as far as like being up in the front. So more than not, I get defensive boots because that's the style that I play. But if you start snowballing and doing that build the cleaver and PD build still really strong. So even if you're snowballing, you could still go for that, especially if you like plan on being more of a frontline. But if you are getting fed, you could just like back and get it early. So that's the thing. It's like how early can you get the Zerker Greaves? That's what really matters. That's what I'm trying to get at. If you start snowballing and
Okay.
like you can back and you like, let's say you have Red Smite, something you like gank, you get a kill, maybe a double kill, whatever else working out, and you back on like 1150, then like you can just get the Greaves and their longsword, and that's gonna make your attack. That's just gonna make your clear like super fast. So
Okay. So here we get the kill on Caitlyn and we push mid tower. Is that the right choice? 10 minutes into the game, I think so.
yes, definitely.
Okay. Push mid tower a little bit. We see Pike is
So
coming.
do you know? Yeah.
Pike is fed. Pike is fed. He's scary. So we're like everyone is wary of Pike. He's getting kills and he's doing a lot.
And do you know where Vi is?
Right
That's
next
it.
to him.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So it's good. He's back off.
So now it's 3-on-2.
Oh, that was the worst charm I've ever seen in my entire life. Holy shit. That was
The
so
worst
bad.
what?
That charm was so bad.
Oh, yeah. The Ari wasn't the greatest. The Caitlyn ended up being like 8-1 at one point.
Oh my god. Ari should just shit all over Caitlyn.
That's what I thought. I don't really play Ari. Okay, so here it is. I'm running around like this, doing a little bit of nothing, and Mouth just ults in under tower. So I turn around and go on him. I realize we're not going to get Mouth.
Yeah.
We've lost Ari. They're pushing mid now. 3. So, oh, there's Pike.
Okay, so here's what I think you should. I don't think you should have done that Q. This is a
This one,
nitpicky thing,
this one
right?
right here.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I would have just cleared the way with that shit.
All right. So I should have saved the Q to clear the wave.
That's what I think.
You're right. I agree with that. I completely agree with that. Because it wasn't doing much there. It wasn't going to kill any. I don't think we were going to kill anyone there. I was just harassing them. I go and do blue because I have no mana, most likely. I get blue. Okay, I get blue, and I see their shit going down bot lane. So I go bot lane. This, what's happening here? This is me heading down, and I'm just clearing. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I should have done. At this point, I figure I'm just going to push the wave. The Jinx hasn't done much all game. If you look at the stats at the end of the game, I don't think the Jinx does anything this game.
I've noticed this game in the last. I feel like you have to do a little bit better job at warding River, just because like this dragon's just been unwarded like the entire game, and Vi's not really she's not really a champion that's just gonna like sneak a dragon. But I just feel like in general like, and this isn't just on you solely, but you know because you also want to ask your mid laners and your top laners stuff to buy wards for the river, but like you guys just have no river vision, so it's like you would have gotten probably a lot more information in this game if you guys had been using more wards in the river.
You know, my realization when you say that is that when I play aggressively, I ward a lot, but when I have to play defensively, I don't ward as much. I don't use my words very defensively.
Did you put this pink?
So
You did, right?
I'm sorry.
You put this pink earlier.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, I don't think. See, I don't think that pink was necessary, just because Vi's not really been like invading you, and all of your lanes are like all of your turrets are still. I don't know. I just don't think there was you had really a high threat of getting invaded this game. So it's like that's really only there. That only really protects your blue buff, you know. And like it does allow
Yeah.
you to know when she goes for your Gromp, but she hasn't been invading you at all this game. So I think that would have been better off in the river somewhere, probably in the old pixel brush.
So I'm just ignoring this dragon, which is making me slow as hell.
Yeah, you gotta respect. You probably should like just respect that a little bit more and got the fuck out of there a little sooner. But it's fine. It would have been bad if I showed up because then she definitely would have killed you.
Oh, look at this. Then Caitlyn is sitting right there, so I go on her.
She
I should
baited
have
you.
opened up with my Q,
She
but that
baited you
kind of
so hard,
that baits me into a corner.
and that was a really bad
So
ultimate.
I'm getting out of here. Where? Right over here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Might have been desperate.
So you want to know something you could like something you could have done right? It's like well they're gonna chase you. Let's see if you get out of here. The reason why obviously is because like R can help you like escape.
All right, I've watched this before, and I think that the right thing to do here should have been to cue her right as she was entering the bush, and then smoke screen E out and cue her again. She might have, or and auto her, and
Oh
she might have
yeah,
just died.
I think you definitely could. Yeah, I would have murked that
I
bitch.
die. I die. Watch this. I try to get executed, but it doesn't work.
Dude, yeah, I would just murk that bitch. You had red smite too. She would have taken so much damage. You 100% you could
Yeah.
have killed her. You just all right, so right. You know you would queue into the wall where she's walking, right? Like basically you queue the wall like right where the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then
I
you would
see
just
where
yeah
you're
you
coming
would have killed
from.
her for sure, 100%.
I should have recognized that when it was happening. I was way too worried about getting out because I knew it wasn't just her chasing me, and that was my problem.
Yeah. Another thing, just so you know, is you can use your ultimate to push you over the dragon wall. If you didn't know that.
Oh, interesting.
So you put your, you could just like you'd essentially put your back to the wall as close as you can, and then you would just ult straight the opposite direction, and it'll push you over the wall.
All right, so I died right here. I spawn. There's Vi ganking bot lane again. I'm heading to. Right now, I'm planning on ganking Malf. Is that the right choice? All of my topside camps are up.
Um, let's see. So it's like, do you think would have a chance of getting the turret if you killed Malphite? Does he have teleport? Does he have flash? It's like
I,
the important decision
yeah.
right here, right, is because they just took the dragon, right?
Yeah, they did.
So at this point, like your sheer focus should be where can I get the first turret, and it's probably not bot lane because I think they're getting shit
Yeah,
on. The only
I'm
problem is
having a
like
hard
Malphite's
time.
kind of hard to kill, but if you like if you're Mundo is able to get this guy's ultimate. Like it's he'd have to bait out the ultimate. He'd have to bait out bait out flash. Let's see.
Look at how much he takes.
Yeah, he takes a lot. But you could still
Yeah,
die. You could still dive this because
okay.
your Mundo is ultimate. So you should hopefully you don't you shouldn't leave here. Well, see the thing is okay. So you shouldn't have left because you could have dived that. Or you could have walked
Okay.
around to their jungle. This is fine though. Yeah,
I
this is a fine call because
yeah, I didn't think about diving that.
yeah, no, if you get the Rift Herald here, then this is better than diving most likely.
And I'm
I would
pretty
say
sure
better,
we
but
do.
it's a safer bet. And it happened to be that your bot lane just picked up some kills and Vi's dead, so she's not going to steal us from you. So, barring some tragedy, this should be a pretty free Rift Herald.
No, I get the Rift Herald here. I do it. I stand around shooting it for a while. It's not a problem. Okay, Caitlyn kills me here. So let me back up. Sorry, I'm gonna back up. She comes around the corner. She's level 11. I'm level 9. I don't really realize that right away. So I think I'm gonna go on Caitlyn. She nets me, and she just ends me right away. I try to run away. She ults me. I got nothing.
All right, so she's at this point super 8-1. I mean, so you not only does she have low advantage,
Yeah,
she's fat. She had the fattest. Look at that item advantage she has in you. That is a fat fucking item advantage. So yeah,
that's the
this is
first
a
thing I
fight.
check.
So here's the problem with trying to fight Caitlyn when you're Graves like a situation like that, right? Is you had no way of getting on top of her. She obviously netted you to create the space to get her headshot and all
Yeah,
this, and then it's you try to fire your W, but you couldn't reach, so she was out of range of that. And you can't just walk up to Caitlyn because she'll just kite you, right? I mean, she'll auto
yep.
attack you with the Storm Razor proc, do a lot of damage, get the speed boost to run away, and then when you turn around, she'll turn around, and she could just kite you for days.
Outranged me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it just wasn't gonna happen. No.
So I died there. That's when I start complaining about Ari feeding Caitlyn. I watch a replay. This is pretty cool, huh? You could watch a replay, except I press it too late, but so I don't really see it. But I come back and I go back to top lane probably. So I start running back to top lane. Is that the right choice?
Um,
See, I have the Herald. It's starting to run down. Caitlyn's up here somewhere.
what's the scoreboard at this point? It's like it's hard to say. If you used it mid, you would have just destroyed the turret on the first ram if you're able to do that. Your mid lane's just getting completely shit on though. Like
I think I die here. Yeah, I
I
wasn't paying any
yeah, you weren't.
attention
You
and I
definitely
ran
weren't.
into them.
So
Yeah,
the
I knew
problem is
this.
when your mid laner died and they were shoving down mid you could drop a rift in one of the side lanes, but then they would just answer it and then yeah.
So I spawn, they're pushing mid. I come with Ari to defend. They get the tower and leave. And we go doing what? Seeing what the damage is to the jungle. Red's gone. Raptors are there, so I do them. Vi's in the river. And
Yeah,
I herald here.
that's fine. Yeah, you'll just get mid. Unless Ari's lawyer about to destroy mid. I mean,
Yeah, I think we're going to get it before it shows up, and it's going to get the tier 2 turret halfway.
yeah. It probably would have been better maybe to just drop it top or bot, but it's fine. You guys didn't really have a good play to make. It was like that, or just keep holding on to it and hope for the best. So that's honestly fine. She kills Vine. That's pretty huge.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good.
There. Oh, I didn't even realize.
Now,
I didn't, yeah. Your bot lane's dead.
yeah,
But Mundo's running them down. Oh yeah, that worked out.
so it looks like I'm running down there to get red and help them. Should I have just gone and helped them without stopping for red?
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I would have to see what's happening. Most likely, but I don't know.
I feel like that may have been greedy. So I ulted her because I just wanted an assist at this point. I just wanted some free gold. I mean, it hit her. It helped, but I thought Ari was gonna one shot her.
You probably didn't need to do that even to get the assist, but all right, that's fine. I mean,
I don't think I had anything on her. I don't think I had tagged her at all at that point, and I thought Ari was gonna kill her before I got there. So we're waiting around for this dragon. I don't have
Yeah,
smite.
it's,
I don't have smite, and I'm screaming to my friend I don't have smite, but then I realized that he's not here killing this thing with me, so Vi steals this from me. That was a huge mistake. And I think I burned. I've done this before. It's not a common problem, but I think I may have burned it on Scuttled. Did I? No, I just didn't have smite going into it.
So then you already, yeah, I mean, you just you already know that.
I
Before
knew
I could
I
even
was,
say anything, you were already telling me what the problem was. So like,
and you
yeah,
see, I pinged it too. I pinged it while we were doing it, but that doesn't stop anybody. I
no,
should
so
have
you
pinged them
got
off
to
and
spam
just,
ping them off and walk away. And then when they see you walking
yeah,
away, that's like if they keep doing that, it's their fucking fault. Most people at that
yeah,
point, see, I know you're trying to win, right? But like, I'm just saying, like at that point, like most people get the picture. Though, if you spam ping smite, you know, like you don't have it, and you walk out of there, most people are like, all right, we definitely shouldn't do this.
yeah. I should have done that, and I know for next time. So here's Kaisa being aggressive. Bot lane's having a party. Pike's picking up some kills. I've decided that I'm no longer going down there.
Well, that was just a terrible macro decision by your bot lane because they just like they overextended super hard. Yeah, it was just,
I get my cleaver, pick up a few wards,
you're
pick
pretty
up a.
much at the state of the game here where it's like you're just gonna be hoping to out rotate the enemies and get picks. They probably have the 5v5 advantage because they have two pretty fetty to carry. So like, and they also have a pike. So it's really important. Probably just like have. This is just one of those games where I would just have Mundo split push and the rest of the 4v just like hope that they like get caught or like make some bad initiate and then you just yeah. Because there will come like basically like Mundo does outscale Malphite, especially in the 1v1, so he could like end up splitting. But the enemy team just has like such good engage and such good pick potential, so it's like it's pretty dangerous. So, and you guys also don't really have any initiate on your side either, so yep, pretty much hope they make a
I'm,
mistake and they like that's the thing is I would just have Mundo split push, hope they make a mistake, hope they send too many people because he could eventually just start killing Malphite.
I think I'm about to get killed here. Yeah, I'm about to get caught and killed.
Why'd you turn around? Yeah, you
Well,
killed
I
him, right?
did.
Yeah, like watch this. If
Okay.
you kill Pike and then you turn around, you should just keep running upwards.
Okay. All right, you're right. You know why I turned around? Because I saw Vi charging up a hit, and that's my reaction when I see someone next to me is to auto them.
Nah, and another thing is right. It's like because Mundo could have ate that hit. Honestly, he could have ate
Okay.
that. Maybe Mundo would have died. But if Mundo died, then you turn on Vi after she does that to Mundo.
Okay. That's what I should have done. I should have waited for her to finish, and I didn't.
Yeah, you could have traded kills there.
So I'm running back. Party mid. I get red. I mean, that feels fine. I go top. I pick up the wave. I don't put a control word on Baron, I don't think, do I? I don't think
I mean, you
so.
don't
I'm
have
pretty
you don't
cheap.
have
Oh, I
to.
do. I do. I throw one over the wall and then I go and clear their ward. I'm kind of cheap with using my control words for objectives because I feel like they get killed too easily because they're like out in the open.
Yeah, but you. I mean, that's fine. If you kill enemy ward, that's it's almost always worth it. I mean, you get some of your gold back anyway.
But I have the sweeper for killing enemy. I mean when I don't have my stealth ward anymore and I have my sweeper, then I have to control ward the objectives.
Yeah.
So here we are mid. So just hang out with the team, right? That's my job
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, because like here, like this is one of those instances, right, where like your bot lane's about equal. Top lane, it's hard to tell from the blurriness of Discord, but it looks like it's slightly pushing towards you guys. So someone will have to catch that eventually. But like I was saying earlier, like they have such good pick, right? They have a fucking buy ult, they have Malphite ult, they have Pike grab. Like they have so much initiate. Like you really can't afford to like be away from your team, or they'll just initiate, for free. They'll initiate even with you there, but like if they see like, oh, it's 5v4, they'll definitely hard initiate because they just have so much follow up.
So I run back after getting almost caught. I push too far forward and get pulled and die. That's my own fault. I knew that Pike was going to do that, and I let it happen.
Yeah, no one was gonna help you there because Mundo was like super low health and Jinx was like off to the far right. So yeah, like that's the thing. It's tough sometimes to know like when to back. Like I make this mistake a lot of Graves. I like try to like 1v5 and then I just get pulled and killed. You just had to back up there.
So top, we just saw Vi top. That's where I'm going. I'm looking for Vi. I don't know where she went. I don't know where she went. So I see Caitlyn mid. I'm headed in that direction. What should I be doing here? Just picking up these waves?
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to like help your team like maintain vision in the jungle. Like you guys just don't have that much vision in general. I think it's fine that you have scanner, but I don't know. Uh, ask your team to ward, like because this is all right because you guys don't have the mid inhibitor. So basically, all you want to do is just like you just want to like stay close to your base and then collect the waves as you can. And if they go to Baron, then you just rotate over there. Because it's like I kept saying, like they just have so much good pick potential. So like all it takes is one person to show up in a lane a little too far, and the next thing you know, they're dead. Like just like I mean, you guys are hell out of position right now.
Yeah, but then Vi and Caitlyn just turn mid.
Which actually
And
really worked out well for you because if they had, I think they could have just chased that, killed one or both of you, and then just done Baron. Well, no, Baron's not up right
so
now. Never mind.
I
But
bought a
yeah,
Randuin's Omen. Is that a mistake this game?
I so I
I
have
mean,
like mixed feelings about Randuin's. Like in my opinion, I feel like you built it too early, but I don't think it's. I do think there are some rare situations where it is good. But like the problem is like your damage is not that good right now because you have a warrior and black cleaver. Like it's not horrible, but you don't have any DPS. And you don't like have any burst either. You know, so you're not like. So like what's like you know what I mean? Like what's your like? But basically what I'm saying is like the enemy team can kind of just ignore you and you're not going to be putting out lots of damage. So that,
so what you're is it what you're really saying is that I don't have my Storm Razor and
or yeah,
Zeal
like if
item?
you had a PD or
Like
Storm Razor, I think it would have been. I think it would have been
the
good to get.
Warrior's not enough. Like what's the real power spike then? Is it Warrior, Storm Razor, and Zeal item? Is that like my big damage power spike?
I
All
wouldn't have
three,
I
or
wouldn't
is it?
have gone Storm Razor in this game, and the reason being is they have they have Malphite. Well, one is you're not ahead. Two is they have a Malphite, and so like he's not good. And then like depending how Vi built, if Vi built tanky, like Storm Razor's not that great against her in my opinion.
So
But
PD
basically like
over Randuin's.
I would have
Like
like buying Randuin's in the situation, like buying Randuin's in this game was fine. It was just too early.
okay,
Because you're
all right.
not you're not you're like you know what I mean. It's, okay, so like think about here's something that I tell people that are like something to think about. Like how does your champion deal damage, right? So let's talk about tanks. How do tanks deal damage, right? Well, they have high base damage and they build tanky. So the longer that tanks stay in the fight, the more damage they do, right?
Hmm.
If they and what I'm saying is the longer in the fight, the more damage they'll do if they just build tanky. As to contrast, where if a tank built full damage, you know, instead of tankiness, they would do less damage, right? Because they're not in they're not in the fight as long. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? So for like Graves,
Yep.
it's like you build Randuin so you can stay in the fight longer, right? But like, are you going to be able to output as much damage by staying in the fight longer as if you had just instead built a Phantom Dancer?
I feel
Do you
like
see
the
what I'm
answer
saying?
should be yes, but I guess it's not.
No, it's not. I really,
Because my damage is bursty, right? Is it?
well, Graves. So Bursty Graves is like lethality in the Storm Razor, right?
Right.
Or just like pure
Okay.
lethality, something like that. Graves with a Phantom Dancer, a Black Cleaver, and a Warrior is more DPS. I mean, like you're gonna pop people to like multiple auto attacks, and like you can pretty much duel anybody because you have like you know a lot of health. You have True Grit. You have the damage reduction from the Phantom Dancer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like you just don't have like you like what I'm saying is like you don't have enough damage to really like to like really make an impact by staying in the fight longer with your Randuins. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like
All right. So
it's
I
like
have
why
to.
it's like why should anyone worry about your damage? You have a warrior, a black cleaver, and a Randuins. Why should the enemy team be threatened by you? Because like you don't really do that much damage with just those builds, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah, but like if you had like a Phantom Dancer and or Storm Razor and then you built the Randuins, then like your damage is not something they could just like ignore.
I think for that game that was it. I mean, I'm pretty good right now. I have plenty more footage if you have the taste for it, but I feel like I have plenty to work on. Sometimes just reviewing this footage before showing it to you, I see a ton of stuff that I can improve on.
Yeah.
Like, if I'll review footage of whiffed ults or something, like this was a huge mistake. We won this game. Let me see here what I got.
Yeah, Twitch fucking melted the.
Yeah, it's, I think one of the just some of the things that you've been bringing up, like just like oh, you're like, oh, should I have gone here? Should I have done this? Like, just some questions you want to ask yourself in game is like, where is the enemy jungler going to be? Like, how are they pathing? You know, like in one of the instances you made a really good decision. You remember when Vi like went bot and you're like, oh, go bot because I know she's going bot. Like that's like, that was an easy way to make a decision. But if you're like, okay, we do dragon and now all our lanes are just like there and like I don't know where to go. Like you have to think about like what lane is winning or like what lane could you like get the turret at. You know, that's you don't
Yeah.
because you don't want to play around the weak lanes, especially when your team's losing. You like I know I explained this to you the first time, but like so that's like if you're really not sure where to go, like there's no Rift Herald, there's no dragon, and everyone's in lane. Like you go to the lane where you have the highest probability of getting the turret, or you go to the lane where the person's the strongest. I had a game today where my team was like 1-5. Like the team was just playing like real shitty. My bot lane was like 0-3 and my mid lane was losing. And then what I did is I just went top lane and I ganked the Pantheon and we killed him, right? And then I backed
Hmm.
and my bottom camps were gone. So I'm like, all right. And I ended up just like literally I just backed out of top lane after the gank and I went top right immediately after because I knew Pantheon had no flash. And with my Mundo, we just turret dove them and we killed them and then we took the first turret, right? So my team went
Hmm.
from like 1-5 to 3-5 and we got the first turret in top lane because I just went to his lane because that was where we would be able to snowball the game from, and we ended up winning that game
Okay.
pretty much because of
So
that.
that Okay, so when my goal is not to make it to an objective, it should be not to gank a lane to get a kill, but to gank a lane to, to push some sort of objective, whether it's the turret or to get someone to come
Yeah,
to
yeah.
dragon
So,
with
okay, so
me.
like that's a good point. Like, see, think about it this way, right? Like, let's say like your mid laner is like 1-0, right? And she's up like 10, 15 CS, and then you gank for her, and now she's up like 2-0, and she's up like 25, 30 CS. There's a really high probability that like, well, at this point your mid laner is gonna have like super good priority, right? And then there's also a high probability that the mid laner might take the first turret herself. And if all that's even if that all doesn't come to fruition, like she's always going to be a strong gank for you, where you can just like gank mid and dive, and if you kill him, you just get mid, because you know. But like so like think about it this way, right? Like let's say like your bot lane's like 0-4, right? And then they start bitching because you're not ganking bot lane, right? So then you go bot lane and you get bot lane a kill, right? So they go from 0-4 to 1-4. Like what is that one kill going to do for you? Like
Right,
your bot lane's still losing. So they got one kill and they caught up a little bit in CS. Okay, they're still not going to get the first lane turret, and they're still going to be shoved to turret. So like getting that killed for them, like it didn't really do that much. Like maybe you untilted them. I mean that's always a factor. Like, but you know what I'm saying is like if you had just gone top lane instead and got like your let's say like you have a 0-0 Darius top lane against like a Fiora or something, and you like gang top instead, like Darius could just take his one kill and just win the entire lane, like just stomp a Fiora, you know? Like that would have been
okay.
more worth your time.
And I don't understand some of those matchups yet. What's good and what's not. Did you see this a second ago? This drove me crazy in game. When Nocturne ults, I can't clear wards.
I dude, I've never seen that.
I can't clear wards with my
I
sweeper
did
when he
not know.
ults.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
even know
didn't know
that.
that either. That's why I was going crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
So Nocturnal Spot gets a kill. I farm. My biggest worry is that I farm too much. I over farm.
Okay, well here's the
That
situation. Okay, where did you think Nocturne was ganking?
when he ganked,
Why are you only level 4? Are you level
I
6?
was having a hard I was having a hard time this game, I think. I had already died twice at this point, and we're only 7 minutes in.
Like
We won this one too.
the thing I just wanted to say is right is like Warwick's like one of the best counter gankers in the entire game because he runs fast as fuck. So he gets to these lanes like super fast, and he can just catch up to anyone's low health. So if you knew that Nocturne was ganking bot lane, you could just start running down there, and then like let's say like Nocturne, let's say like the gank is successful then, but they have like two people on super low health, like you could probably pick up a kill for yourself. That's one of the most annoying things about playing against a Warwick is like I'll like make a nice dive mid lane and then he'll just come and clean up because like So I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. I make advantage of that sometimes. I mean, I try my best, but it's not always ideal. I find that my damage on Warwick is underwhelming because I build, Cinder Hulk, Deadman's. Most of my damage comes from Tiamat and Titanic.
Yeah, that's how it really should be. Like Warwick is really good because he's a sustained fighter, so like he can really 1v1 anyone. Like given that, like that's like it's like one of those like things we were just talking about. Warwick can 1v1 anybody if he's in the fight long enough because his sustain is just like insane, especially with his ultimate. You know.
Yeah, I have to get better at using it, but I have to get better at holding it until I'm lower on health because the heal gets magnified in that whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and his abilities are his the base damage on his munch is pretty good. Obviously, the fear of damage reduction is really good. So like early game, like your damage is like yeah, it's not like really high, but it's definitely good, and you provide a lot of utility to your team by just jumping on fearing people. So and you can just soak up so much damage.
All right, I don't. Watching the footage again, I don't think this was the right choice. Tell me what you think. Here it is. Echo is standing up here and he gets hit with the sleep. So I jump on Zoe so that she can't hit him with the Q. But it looks like if I had jumped on Nocturne, he would have died. But
There's a couple
I don't
things.
know
There's a
if.
couple things to the situation. Okay, like the first is you have to have no vision in the river, so you don't even know who's here, right? Like their bot lane's missing, and yeah, you just don't know who's in the river. So like when you leap in here, you don't even know what you're leaping yourself into. I mean, hopefully it's just these two people, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of think so. Then like yeah, if we're gonna go with like the 2020 hindsight, right? Like what you could have done is you could have put the shield on yourself, right? Like the damage
E.
reduction shield with the fear, and then you jump on the nocturne, right? And like what you do is you eat the bubble for him. You eat the bubble for the echo, or not the bubble, the skill shot for echo, right?
Uh-huh.
With your damage reduction
Okay,
up.
so just stand in front of it with my E.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
then
right there, just okay, I get it.
yeah, exactly. And then just like try to peel Nocturne off of him, and then yeah, and then go for the Zoe. Probably would have been the play.
So this actually is what ends up probably getting us the win is that Trist gets fed. Trist cleans everything up and gets fed, and then she has a good game after this.
It's really funny that you can see the scent even after you're dead, so you can just tell where to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the best, huh?
Yeah. I don't
It-
I haven't played too much Warwick myself, so I played Warwick like 10 games, like just randomly, like 1 week. I was like, I just want to see how this guy is, and I played him, and I was like, damn, this guy is like his kit's just so naturally insanely good.
He's super fun. I like the skin because it's easier to see the scents with it.
Yeah,
They're
that's nice.
bright yellow. So I clear. As you notice, when I come back from spawn, I usually start at Krugs because I figure it's the outermost camp. Anywhere I go from there is closer to the action. Like, if it's top lane, I could go top. Otherwise, I could go Raptors at mid,
Well,
or I.
you need it. So let me point out too. Let me respond to this and point something out. The first is that's not always the best idea, and the reason is like that's fine if there's nothing else going on the map, but like you need it when you back, you should be like as soon as you walk out of the fountain, you should have a plan of where you're going. And I don't mean like my plan is to walk to these Krugs. I mean like you should have like at least 2 3 steps in your head figured out, right? Like
Okay.
you leave the fountain. Okay, you look at the map. Well, first of all, like, and so this is going to be the second thing I said. Is like, you guys have no vision in the river. Like, right now, it looks like you think that, like, see the scuttles? Like, there's an
Yeah.
indicator for both scuttles at 11 minutes in the game that they're going to both be up. Like, you don't know which scuttle's respawning, right?
Right. Well, I mean, in this case, I can extrapolate that it's this one
Right.
and not
Okay.
this one.
Right. Okay. So all right. So then now you need to consider this, right? Okay. So you see like their bot lane is like super pushed up, and your bot lane just backed, right? Or they got killed, or like whatever happened. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you need to think to yourself, okay, like their bot lane is gonna back because they just shoved away for the turret. They're gonna back. So there's not really a play to be made in the bot side of the map. But let's say their bot lane and your bot lane were both bot lane. We're both there, and their bot lane was like pushed up, and you had like a potential gank opportunity. Then like you wouldn't want to pass to these Krugs. You'd want to just like go and see if you could gank bot lane, and if you can, great, you gank. And if it doesn't work out, then the scuttle crab's respawning soon, so you just go get the scuttle instead. So you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So what I would have done, and this is in theory, right? Let's say like both bot lanes were there and there's a potential gank opportunity bot lane. What I would have done is I would have walked into the river and I would have warded river first, okay? That way, in case their
Mhm.
mid lane roamed or their jungler came or like whatever else, I would know that
When
they're
you
there.
say worded river, you mean river bush right here,
No,
tri bush, or in the middle of the river?
yeah, the entrance, the pixel brush, I would have done.
The pixel brush.
Yeah,
Okay.
that way, like if their jungler came, I would know that they're there. Also, that ward's gonna last long enough for you to see them if they go for the scuttle as well. Let's say you go for the gank bot lane, it's not really working out, fine. Then you just like you'll just back up and you'll just go get the scuttle crab. But
Okay.
one thing that's important to note about this situation, right, is that your mid laner's pushed up, so that's good. So he has priority. So like, but the problem is like there's no vision, so you would want to like use whatever tracking you have. I wasn't paying most attention, but like, so you went to do Krugs, but like this is a really important time to think about where the enemy jungler is. Looks like you're gonna go for a
Oh,
gank here, which is fine, but I'm just saying like
yeah.
you want to be. This is the point where you want to be communicating with your team, like okay, the jungler is most likely here, so
So we're
you
going
can
in
start.
on Nessus. I do the thing. He stays on Jax, which is nice. And we go straight for. Oh, look at this. So Nocturne comes in. I ult him immediately. This was actually a
Yeah,
real
that's
nice
huge.
catch. And then we go and take the tower. Okay, so I ping him. I start moving towards Herald, and he says, "No, let's go do the tower." You see?
Yeah, I think you should just do on the tower.
Okay, then that's exactly what I did. He kept going, and so I stayed with him, and we got the tower.
Yeah, he was right for that. That was a free first tower. Because that's the
All
thing,
right.
right? So here's just something I want to say to you, right? It's because you have the now that you have the top lane turret and Nasus is like really passive, especially at this part of the game. All like like your Jax is gonna back. He's gonna get some items. He's gonna go back to top lane. He's gonna shove the wave, and then Jax himself could just go get the Red Herald, or and of course if you could help him, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
securing the first turret
that's
top lane
exactly what
is
happened.
yeah exactly like getting like that first turret isn't necessarily guaranteed, but this definitely was if you did get the first turret top. You know what I mean? I'm like barring like
Yeah.
some like crazy thing happening.
So I have a ton of gold that I really should have probably backed, especially with the fast back. But I Herald mid, which I believe, if I recall correctly, this was a great call. This got us 2 turrets.
Yeah, it's looking good. Even if you didn't get two turrets, like still like getting the mid turret was huge. You guys opened up the map like tremendously for yourselves. Oh, that was good.
Like I really feel like my team carried me this game. I did my best, but I ended up like something in 9. It wasn't the best.
I mean, the thing. So what you did top lane. You know, so whenever you're up against a Nasus with an aggressive top laner, especially with like someone like Jax, like that's always a great lane to try to make plays in, assuming that like your top laner understands like wave management. But even so, like once the game progresses, like Nasus is a really free dive, like quite often, um, and because he's A, he's not like super strong, and B, like he doesn't really push waves. So you like it's always very easy to control the vision and like in the top area of the map because Naxos is usually pushed his turret the entire time, and he's also
I
so,
s-
so when you have someone
that's true.
like Jax and your Warwick, two people who are like particularly pretty good at diving, like you guys can definitely get the first turret top. Basically, what I'm saying is like if like all else equal, like you can always go into a Naxos lane and look to get that, especially once you're a little higher levels because that way diving is easier.
Is this too greedy? I feel like it is. I have 2,600 gold and I stayed to do their Raptors. Should I have just left?
Um, I mean, generally you want to clear out the jungle on your way out. If there's not much, I mean, there's no like what's the dragon timer? What's the like that's the thing to consider.
Yeah.
Look at the dragon timer, like that's so dragon's up. What is dragon up right now? Or no, it's still waiting.
Dragon's coming up right now. It's yellow.
Yeah, I mean, I probably if I was you, I would have just done the chickens and I probably would have backed just because like you're sitting
I
on so much
stayed
gold
for the
now.
dragon.
Yeah, but like they could, yeah. I mean
Yeah, you see how that
yeah,
ended.
because you're on 3K gold. You could have just done chickens and backs
Okay.
and still got the dragon in time.
Yeah, this lost us the dragon. It was a bummer. And I don't think we won this fight, did
You're just
we?
sending out too much gold. I think this is
Yeah.
a trend for you.
I went and bought a I went and bought this one, Titanic Hydra second, because I felt like we were ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, you just send out too much gold quite frequently. I think you really underestimate how important it is to get extra items and like backing sometimes like if there's nothing else to do on the map, you might as well just backing like even if you only have like 700, just back and like go pick up 2 longswords. Like if you
Yeah.
if you like did a gank bot lane and maybe things worked out, you go and you take like your Krug and you do your wolves like and then like your top laner just back and get yourself 2 longswords and then just go because there's nothing else on the map to do like so you could go farm your top lane but I mean I don't know if there's really nothing else to do it's probably best to just back. Especially when you had freaking 3K, dude. That's so much G. You would have been significantly stronger in that fight.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. We probably would have killed the dragon before they showed up. So here, there's just a party in the jungle. I feel like I should join it.
What is this Nocturne
Nocturne's
doing?
hanging out. I
What the
don't know.
fuck?
Nocturne's hanging out, but I'm a little worried about that. That makes me nervous.
Your team
So
is
there
like a
we go.
hard
We're going to
engagement.
dragon.
Your team hard engagement. This guy's like, I'll just go get red buff right now.
I think he wanted to. He was trying to flank, but things started to go sour, so he got nervous. I can relate.
I mean, when he just, I don't know. Why does Nocturne have to flank? Can't he just press R? I don't know.
That's a good point. There it is. There it is. I don't know who he goes on, or where he is. So I'm just running. There I see a
Mid.
fight mid.
Because your Jax, I don't know. Your Jax is being tired, I guess.
Jax did a good job splitting all game. Jax took all of the turrets.
Yeah, you definitely. As soon as they ward like that, always just move out of the way. Like you killed the ward, but like someone's always gonna fire a test skill shot into the bush. More than not, anyway. Oh, what the
So
wait,
1300 gold.
what happened here? Okay, so
I
what?
didn't. I ended up not recalling. I ended up just going. I figured I was already at Krugs. I might as well do them.
No, you should.
They pushed mid.
You should have.
I should have
backed.
recalled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here I am. So 1400 gold. So that was a problem. I should have backed.
So okay,
Clearing
so
wards.
that's the thing. Okay, so like let me say another thing, right? Before you did the Krugs, you had enough gold to go buy whatever it is you wanted to buy next. If you wanted to complete your boots or you wanted to get like a giant spell or like whatever it is that you were gonna do, you had enough gold to do that. So you didn't need the Krugs to get you to your next like item point, right? So then you
Yeah.
saw that your whole team backed and you decided not to back. So now you're not in congruence with your team. Like your team is they all backed, they all bought, they're all ready to do something, and you're like at Krugs. So you're
I
not
see.
really helping them. And then it's like if you do Krugs and then back, like you're literally delaying your team like 30 seconds because you wanted to do Krugs. And that's the other thing, right? In those 30 seconds that you delayed your team, like your team might just push without you. And then if they push without you, then they start a fight and you're not there and then they die and like that happens all the time.
Yeah, that happens in my games, definitely. And
Yeah.
that's what I feel. That's why I feel guilty of over farming.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done the Krugs there. And then
Okay,
to
so
play before Dragon, like you definitely should have taken the chickens, but then you went to the Krugs and that was really questionable. And then not only that, after you took their Krugs, you went to bot lane to like see if you could get any farm. Like that was just yeah.
just now here.
No, like before on the Ocean Dragon when you
Oh,
lost.
before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so you
yeah,
did the
I
chickens, you
remember
went to the
that.
Krugs, and then you went into the bottom lane and like you just yeah. You should have
Okay, so
definitely
that's
backed
too
after the
much.
chickens, but and then yeah, and then if not after chickens, which I would have done, but you 100% should have backed after the Krugs, and you didn't even do that. Yeah, that's okay though.
So I'm gonna finish this clear back by. I figure so. This was the thought here. I figure I have the Titanic Hydra, so I'll build the health first for the extra on hit.
Yeah, that's if they don't have anyone on their team that's like really fed like with all the kills, that's fine. Sometimes I would just build the cloth and the ruby instead, or something like that. But honestly, I think that's fine. You're pretty tinky. I don't think anyone on the team's that fed anyway. What is this guy doing?
So I jump on him, and that gets me killed. Nasus is gonna kill me, I think. No, who gets me? Nasus gets me.
So let's
here's-
rewind. So there's a couple issues here. Someone on your team's not there, Jax or something like that.
There, Jax
I
is
guess
splitting
he's
bot.
not splitting. So it's like, all right. I don't think you needed to ult there, because
Okay.
here's the problem. Nami ulted, right, and that Nami ult was actually fine, but like if he didn't spell shield that Nami ult, which I don't think he had the spell shield because I'm pretty sure he used it when he was fighting the Tristana, then he would have been dead anyway. Yeah, you
All right,
see.
there it is.
So
Spell
you didn't.
shield's gone.
So now Nami ult like yeah. See Nami ult there. Okay. See, and Nami ulted before you did your ult. So you
Yeah.
if you yeah. It was actually a pretty good ult by the Nami in my opinion, but you didn't need to ult to kill the Nocturne. And then so if you
Yeah.
still had your ult, this would have been a much better fight. Another thing is like your Jax is split pushing bot lane, and he has the bot lane almost to the turret. And this is something that like it was mostly your Tristana's fault. But like if you guys had just waited like literally 10 more seconds, like some people on their team would have definitely gone bot to answer the Jax. And then
Okay.
and who teleported in? Was it the Jax that teleported in, or was it Echo? Who teleported in on your
Um,
team?
Echo.
So he wasn't there in the beginning of the fight.
No, Echo was. Look at where Echo is when the fight starts, and so he starts teleporting
Yeah.
because
See,
he's
that's
running.
another reason. Another reason why the like
Okay.
again this was
So
this was
that's. I
this was
shouldn't have engaged. We didn't
yeah
have enough people there, and I
yeah
didn't recognize that. And
and
that
this was a really shitty thing by your Tristana to do what you did. But yeah, you guys you definitely should have gone hard in the paint on that.
we get the turret out of it, so it's not terrible. I mean, this is what Jax did all game, and that's what got us all of the pressure. All right, so I get back. I get back. I go top to pick up a fat wave, and then I skip my jungle and go straight to mid because I see Nami running away. She gets away, so I do my Raptors. There's no dragon on the map. There's some pressure top, but I don't do it. And then I think I don't push past here. Pick up the scuttle. Pick up my blue. Oh, let's see. Okay, so there. This part, and this started to make me a little nervous because they were constantly just walking into the jungle, especially down here, and just looking for fights. So I stop what I'm doing and I head down here.
Yeah.
Is this the right choice? Just hanging out with them?
Yeah, what I would do is I would just like you guys should just do like four people mid or top, probably mid, and then you just have Jax go bot lane again for the split push, and then like such.
Yeah.
Especially because you guys have mid and bot turret down. Because I think you guys actually have probably the team fight advantage. So
So here we go. There's a fight up here that I'm trying to run my way to. It's starting to look hairy by the time I get there, but I catch the Zoe in a bush.
yeah, that's good.
Ooh, you see that? That's so nice that Nami gets her.
Yeah, Jax kills Nocturne in bot lane. Nasus TP's bot. Jax gets. Wait, how did Jax die?
That's a
I
good
thought
question.
Nasus was TPing bot. Someone's fighting. Wait.
Okay, someone's TPing
Oh,
bot,
oh,
but
okay.
Jax.
I see. Not because Nocturne
Oh,
and
he
Jax
died to
killed. They
Nocturne.
yeah,
He
they
probably
traded
died
kills.
to.
All right.
Yeah. So he cancels his TP. He
Yeah.
stays for this fight, and I think that that costs him.
Dang, you guys
It
kited
does.
the
It
shit
does.
out of him.
He's
Echo's such a
so
good
big.
champion.
He's just lives so long, man. Look, he gets Nami too. I mean, that's vicious.
yeah.
All right, so Nasus is dead. We've got a few people missing, so I push top in with Echo,
Yeah, he's back off. Yeah.
and then I go to push mid in, but I'm thinking Baron.
That what two bot?
Oh,
Yeah.
watch this, watch this, watch this. Tell me how you feel about this, and tell me if this was stupid. I wasn't gonna fight her. I couldn't kill her, but I just figured I'd keep scaring her away from my
Wait, did you
ward.
flash?
No, I did not flash. Did I? Yeah, I did. I totally flashed. Oh, I totally flashed. You're right. Is that a mistake?
Yeah, it was a mistake. What were you flashing for?
Because Jax was coming, so I just figured we were gonna get her.
All right, but let's look at the what's going on. Let's look where your team is though. Okay, so here's the first thing. Okay, here's the first thing. The first thing is that like you were messing with Leona, but like let's just consider if Jax wasn't there, then Nocturne could just ulted on top of you, right, and they both would have killed you.
Okay, I did not think about that at all. And my primary concern was that someone could be over here.
Right. So then there's like like so okay so like So you need to assess the risk and reward in the situation. What's the payoff here for whatever you're
The
doing?
payoff
What's
is
your
that we
objective?
kill Leona. We kill Leona, and then we can do Baron without, and they have one less tank,
Okay,
right?
but you
So
see,
I see
but you could see on the
Jax.
map. You could see on the map that their whole team is up and no one's showing bot, right? And you guys
No.
have the entrance to their jungle warded. Their chickens are gone. Their Krugs are gone. So like, there's high probability that they're coming, and by high probability I mean they're definitely coming.
So there she is. I stop her. Then I see Zoe walk up, and I ult her, so she can't move. Jax jumps on her. They all show up. Jax gets the kill on Zoe, and
Right.
then
Your
he
Tristana just did
dies.
dragon. Your Echo just
I
backed, and
die.
your whoever the fuck is mid.
Okay, so I should have left around here. I should have just
After you
left.
killed the ward, you should have just dipped out of there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was a mistake. All right. Fair enough. All right. Here's the next thing that happens. I get up and I start running mid because there's a fight. I run mid. There's a fight. I don't have ult. I pop my E. I go on misfortune and I miss. Whatever. It happens. Nothing I can do here. I turn around to leave.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And I'm out of combat, so I'm good. I figure he has Zoe, so I just stop. Then
Jack's
Zoe
gonna
kills
die.
him.
Jack's gonna die, right?
And Zoe kills him. There's Jax. I show up in the fight,
Oh.
and we beat the shit out of him.
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So Leona dies here. No, does she? No.
The
No.
Doge.
This
It's
this
the
gets done.
Doge. Get out of there.
Nessus is super scary. I think I die right now. Yeah, I remember dying in this bush.
The bubble.
Oh yeah, there's so much CC between the three of them.
You guys just overstayed. You probably could have.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you could have lived there. Go back. Like I see you and Jax pick up the kill on MF, and then yeah, I see you walk
Yeah, I
forward.
shouldn't
Why?
have chased Leona. Chasing Leona is a mistake.
Yeah.
She's just such a juicy treat, you know? Alright, so I die. I'm starting to work on my Spirit Visage. Game's basically over at this point. So we have they have two open inhibitors. There's a big lane wave top. They get Baron while I'm dead, so no buff for me. And then I think, in my opinion, grouping mid here seems to be the right thing to do.
Yeah. Get mid,
So
and then
that's
just
where I'm hanging out.
rotate off of the bottom inhibitor.
So here we are goofing around in their jungle. Like I said, this happens a lot this game. Leona just wasted her ult. I'm hanging out with Trist. Nocturne ults her, and so I immediately ult him back to peel. That gets me killed. So I'm thinking that I should have just like feared him with my E. I was afraid I wouldn't have enough time to protect the Trist.
Yeah. This is just one of those things. You guys just weren't respecting the Nocturne, honestly.
And I don't. I really don't. Like the Nocturne ult catches me off guard a lot, and I have to get better at that, at anticipating what's gonna happen, especially something long range like that. But that's it. They end. Like I'm dead, but they end right now, and that's the game. And this is like the problem with this game is that I felt like my contribution to the game wasn't really enough to make it a win, and that I just got carried. And that doesn't help if I want to get better at the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this much, right? Like we all have bad games. I have bad games too. So sometimes like being able to like learn how to get carried is also important. I'm not saying like like the analysis that you're doing is really good and like taking the loss how you're taking it's really good or taking the win how you're taking it as essentially a loss in your book because you didn't perform as well as you could have. That's also good. But the fact that like you don't tilt and that you still try your best and like you're trying to figure out how to play with your team like that's an important skill in itself because there's still like just too many people who oh, I lost jungle, game's over, we're not going to win, and they just like stop trying.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's easy to feel that way at like 5 minutes in when you have no camps and no lane priority.
Yeah.
But it's it works past it. The game changes over time. and I have some champs that I like playing. I think that's going to be it, man. I really appreciate the time that you know spared to look through all this, and I have a lot to work on.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. Anytime you still free for anytime I have questions after this? You enjoy doing this?
Yeah, I do.
Nice,
I do,
cool,
and I figured out my recording setup and all this good stuff. So yeah, I
nice.
have it should be pretty good quality.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I will always have footage. So if you're ever itching to do this, you can feel free to contact me, and I will be glad to sit down and do something. All right. Thanks a lot, Jordan. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Peace out, man.
All right. See you.